Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer DeBona and I do business as That CAD Girl. That CAD Girl is a charter member of the original Carlson College, and we provide training and support for Carlson software, AutoCAD, and IntelliCAD. Thank you for watching.
So for this example, I'm using Carlson 2020 with IntelliCAD, and I want to show you how to use Carlson's Shrinkwrap and Triangulate and Contour commands to work with non-surface points. So I've already got this started. I have a DWG file and I have an underlying CRD file that I've drawn the points from. And I want to start off by showing you Carlson's Shrinkwrap Entities command. It's under the Draw menu, so everybody has access to it. And Shrinkwrap Entities is going to create, in this case, a closed 2D polyline around all, let me just say, eligible entities that I select. The perimeter reduction, we can put, some controls on that, how tightly we wrap it. I'm not too worried about that part at this point. So let's just see what we get when we shrink wrap everything. So you can see that shrink wrap picks up everything that I selected in this case. So if I'm going to use this polyline for a surface boundary, for instance, which is where I'm leading, you can see it's well outside the bounds of what my topo area is. And it picks up things like this concrete monument. All right, let me just erase that and tell you why shrink wrap's important. When we go to build a surface and I go to triangulate and contour, shrink wrap perimeter reduction is built into this. So the shrink wrap entities command is used by triangulate and contour to select entities within a certain area that you're going to use for your surface. And so we want to make sure we get a good result from that shrink wrap. Let's just go ahead and let triangulate and contour shrink wrap for us. And you can see it's going to be exactly the same result if I put a window around those same entities. So when I'm teaching people how to build surfaces in Carlson, one of the first things I have you do is to run a shrink wrap before you triangulate and contour to make sure that the boundary shrink wrap entities finds is what you want, because that's what your surface is going to find. And you can see triangulate and contour exactly followed the lead of shrink wrap. So I'm going to use this erase by layer command, and I'll just get rid of these contours. Okay, and let's see what we can do about that. So if I go in, I'm going to double click on this point, and you can see I've got an option here. In the newer versions of Carlson, we can set that particular point to non-surface right here by double clicking, and we're just editing one point at a time. So I'm doing this, just to demonstrate. There's faster ways and better ways that we can tell the software that a point is a non-surface point, but this is just one way to do it. How can we be sure that that worked? Well, we go back to shrink wrap now, same exact settings in our window here, and you can see that boundary completely ignores these. It's not that the elevations are bad, it's just I don't want those points to be used for my surface. If I go to triangulate and contour, again, it's going to use the same thing. So if I just create that surface again, it's exactly the same. So we can see how that gets set up if we go to surface and triangulation setup utilities, non-surface points and entities. You can see we've got some options here for tagging non-surface points, untagging non-surface points, and then we can also just report which points in our file are considered non-surface, and you can see there's two here that I manually selected. So using, kind of going back to that same place, I could just tag non-surface points using point descriptions, a point number range, many different things. But also probably the easiest and the best way is to use Carlson's field to finish command. And you can build into field to finish that points with certain descriptions are automatically going to be non-surface. Think of, for instance, maybe a fire hydrant or an invert of a manhole. Those would kind of automatically be non-surface points for us. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Hope that it saves you some picks and clicks, and thanks for watching.